Days have now passed since the FBI raided a Marlin home.
2 days after FBI agents raided his home on a federal search warrant.
Ray Bledsoe Jr. was that man arrested.
Ray Bledsoe is speaking out for the first time. He says law enforcement didn't get it right.
Looks suspicious. He say he didn't think nobody lived in his house.
That day, the sheriff reported to the media that Bledsoe's arrest was in reference to smuggling a phone inside of a jail and possibly squatting at a home that didn't belong to him. Falls County Sheriff Ricky Skaman.
Sheriff Ricky Skaman, 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 Sheriff Ricky Skaman.
How did a small-ass town like Marlin, Texas, that only has 5,500 people in it, make its way into national headlines? Who is Ray Bledsoe? Who is Sheriff Ricky Skaman? Did Ray Bledsoe ruin his life with a voodoo curse? This is a crazy story, and I didn't know how deep it would get when I started making this video. Now that I'm knee-deep in the middle of this controversy, I definitely have to share it with you. So let's get into it, but first, make sure you subscribe to. This video started when I found an old video of a man named Ray Bledsoe explaining and citing specific laws to two police officers that said he looked suspicious while walking on the front lawn on his property. Although some people would base their perception of his intelligence on his heavy southern accent and his untraditional dialect, he appeared to be very knowledgeable about the local laws of Marin, Texas, even citing specific statutes, and successfully talked his way out of the encounter he had with the officers. I don't want to play the whole thing, but I'll play the highlights.
This officer, the one with the police suit on, you hear me? See the car? He passed by this house and said, me and my fiance look suspicious. He said he didn't think nobody lived in his house. The freshly mowed grass, you hear me? Vehicle in the yard. He said, but because we was black, you hear me? Yes, they have won him over. The Hispanic, the Mexican guy right there. Yes, he just came into my yard. He violated my rights, trespassing. Yeah, this total harassment right here, guys. Now, do you have a search warrant to be on my property?
Okay. I do not, okay?
Okay, so...
But, listen to me, alright? If you can just provide this information for me, your IDs, if you live here...
I'm not providing you nothing, man. Matter of fact, get off my property right now if you don't have a search warrant. Okay, 38.02, failure to identify. One must already be under arrest for a crime that he has committed. What crime have I committed? You hear me? Let me educate him. 38.02, failure to identify. Only becomes a crime when one has already been lawfully arrested for a crime. Let me give you an example, sir, since I don't know who you is.
What about detained?
Huh?
And what about detained?
What am I being detained for?
You were detained because you were suspicious activity.
No. What penal code? You got to name a penal code that I've committed. You're upholding something unlawful and illegal. If you don't know your job, do not continue to, because you're going to be on the next video. And what I'm telling you is 38.02. Baby, come here. Can I Google it and show you guys? 38.02. Okay. Texas Penal Code 38.02. Let me read it to you so you can be educated. Do you want to purchase data? No, I do not. Not now. Texas Penal Code, failure to identify. A person commits an offense if he intentionally refused to give his name, residence, address, or date of birth to a peace officer who has lawfully arrested the person. I am not under arrest.
Correct. I just continue reading. If you're going to read part of it, read the whole thing.
I read it.
Read the rest of it. There's more.
Sir, I'm explaining. And apparently you don't read because you don't even know about it. Why was I able to even recite 38.02 failure to identify if I hadn't done my homework on it? Let me explain to you.
What's your name and date of birth?
I'm under arrest. Am I under arrest?
You're not under arrest.
Okay, well, am I free to leave?
You're detained right now.
Detained is anonymous arrest, sir.
Okay.
Detainment is anonymous arrest.
And what have you done to be
And I have the dictionary, the law dictionary, that I'm going to use in the courtroom to state my case once I have to go to court. Because other than that, if I'm being detained, that means I am not free to leave. If I'm not free to leave, that means I'm under arrest. Mm-hmm. If I'm under arrest, I like to exercise my Fifth Amendment, the right to remain.
Are you behind?
Yeah. Yeah, officer. Yeah, got him. Got him, boss. Hey, Jack, that's how you gotta handle him.
When I originally watched the video, I was under the impression that Mr. Bledsoe was correct both factually and morally in this situation. I based my feelings on the fact that he was perceivably walking on his own property when the officers stopped him, his own property being the operative words there. Unfortunately, that was not the case.
Bledsoe had been essentially squatting in a large home on the 400 block of Chambers Street in Marlin. According to neighbors, he had been there since December of last year, and they were hoping to find a way to lawfully remove him.
As it would turn out, Ray Bledsoe was a sovereign citizen who was allegedly squatting in the home illegally. As you are probably already aware, sovereign citizens are a group of people who claim that the laws that govern American citizens don't apply to them. Police officers in courthouses know them well, and often have very contentious interactions with the sovereign citizens. You've probably seen them in videos trying to get out of traffic tickets by claiming that they're not driving their motor vehicles, they are just traveling, making them exempt from the requirement to have a valid driver's license. It's just as crazy as it sounds.
What's your name?
Don't start this again. Open the window, please. I need a license and registration.
For what?
License and registration. I just stopped you. I'll explain to you as soon as I get your license and registration. Every time we deal with you,
I'm not
it's a problem.
Listen.
Every time. Open your window or give me your license and registration, okay? Stop your nonsense. Every time we deal with you, you're a problem. I don't know why
I don't know you.
Why you don't make it easy. I know exactly who you are.
Did I break any laws?
Royal Crest. Yes, you did.
What?
License and registration.
No, am I being
You're going to be
detained?
under arrest in a second if you don't give me your license and registration.
Where's the injured party?
License and registration.
For what? All right, I'm gonna give you my license and registration.
You are gonna because you're required to by law.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
And having a driver's license is a privilege, okay?
Yeah, and I'm not driving, I'm traveling.
Okay, all right, listen.
Bledsoe used this same logic to claim ownership of the house that he was squatting in. Apparently, he believed that he was there lawfully. It seems like the Marlin Police Department and other law enforcement agencies, like the Federal Bureau of Investigations and the Falls County Sheriff's Department, got wind of Ray Bledsoe's antics after the video we watched earlier went viral. As a result, the FBI raided the house that Bledsoe was staying in.
Looks suspicious. He say he didn't think nobody lived in his house.
Sovereign citizen speaks out. On Monday, an FBI raid in Marlin made headlines, and by Tuesday, Central Texas News Now confirmed the raid had to do with an investigation into so-called sovereign citizens.
After Marlin police arrested Ray Bledsoe Monday morning, the FBI swooped in to search his home.
Ironically, the investigation into Ray Bledsoe was being launched by former Falls County Sheriff Ricky Scammon. As sheriff in Falls County, Texas, Ricky Scammon cast himself as a tough, cowboy hat-wearing lawman, willing to sacrifice his body to personally catch bad guys. One time, after he broke his arm while chasing down a fugitive, he told the local newspaper, "I couldn't wait for backup." When he had Bledsoe in his sights and saw that he was embarrassing the Marlin Police Department, he took action.
But something Bledsoe did put him on the FBI's radar. Perhaps they saw his outspoken social media posts.
He has it out for me. I have nothing but stacked up proof. I don't do nothing wrong.
Bledsoe is referring to Falls County Sheriff Ricky Scammon, who he believes is behind his arrest before an FBI raid at his home on Monday.
The residence behind us is actually not his. He was living here illegally. We broke in and was just more or less squatting.
Because the FBI didn't find anything illegal in their investigation as a result of the raid, Ray bailed out of jail, and as far as we know, is still a free man.
Bledsoe later bonded out the same day on $10,000 bail. At the present time, the FBI has made no arrest in relation to their investigation, and Bledsoe's current whereabouts are unknown. Though just hours ago, when we knocked on his front door, a woman answered saying he'd be back in the next few hours.
Although this is unrelated, it's definitely worth noting that Sheriff Scammon found himself in a world of trouble in August of 2021. It's ironic because the day he was arrested and indicted was almost exactly 1 year after Bledsoe's arrest. I truly believe that Ray Bledsoe hatefully put a sovereign citizen hex on Officer Scammon in an attempt to ruin his life.
Sheriff Richard Scammon on charges of assaulting a public servant, sexual assault, and official oppression.
The Texas Commission on Law Enforcement sent Scammon this letter Monday, which said his peace officer license had been suspended.
Scammon was named in a 5-count indictment in September 2020 that involved 2 women. Both women worked for the municipal government in Falls County, Texas. Then, in August of 2021, he was arrested on brand new charges with brand new victims. The new 7-count indictment involved 3 alleged victims and includes 2 counts of sexual assault, 2 counts of assault of a public servant, and 3 counts of official oppression. The women claim that Scammon made unwanted advances, with one woman claiming that he groped her before kissing her neck while on duty. Anyway, that's the story of how Ray Bledsoe put a hex on Sheriff Richard Scammon. People always say that the sovereign citizens believe that they can get out of trouble by using magic. Ray Bledsoe might have successfully proved this theory. Thanks for watching this video, and if you enjoyed it, please consider subscribing to my channel. I really want to get to 1,000 subscribers, so everybody watching counts. My name is Bledsoe, and I hope to see you next time.